home plate, Mr. John Huntley. At first base, Ms. Sue Brackenreed. At second base, Mr. Al Aitchison. And at third base, Mr. Beckett Francois. Now, could I please have someone from Kingston do the pledge in French? Do we have anyone who can do that? And someone on Windsor 68's to do the English.
All right, come on in here, speak good and loud. You don't think you need that? Okay, take your hat off. All right. Go ahead.
I trust in God, I love my country, and will respect its laws. I will play fair and strive to win, but win or lose, I will always do my best. Je crois en Dieu, j'aime mon pays et je respecterai les lois. Je jouerai honnêtement et m'efforcerai de gagner. Mais dans la victoire, comme dans la défaite, je ferai toujours de mon mieux.
All right, teams to the dugouts, managers to home plate to meet with the umpires. This game is now handed off to them. They're in control, do what they say, have a good one.
They're crowd coming over. Hey, you guys are summer brothers. Hey, let's go. 16.
How did you guys face off? I've seen this Kingston team a couple of times. I watched them play Provincial in the districts. So,
Guys, watch the picture. Let's go. I want to see you guys watching that picture.
Watching the picture. Rainbow, blue, pretty colors.
Mark.
when's your guys' first game of the day? Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Use those words, John. Use those words, I find it. If you do, right? Because that's an easier way to sell it.
All right, man, let's go. I'm getting go.
Top of the first inning. Leading off for Windsor South, number 23, Matthew Levergood.
Hello and welcome here to Brockville, Ontario. It's the 2025 Minor Provincial Championships. in Little League Ontario. Hello, everybody. My name is Jacob Ewing. It's game 2 of day 1 here in Brockville between the Windsor South 68's and the Kingston Colts. It's the Colts on the defensive side of the ball in the top of the inning, and we'll see the 68's on the offense. Starting pitcher here this morning for Kingston's number 16, Nolan Howe, gets the start. And leading things off for Team Windsor, the Windsor South 68's, it'll be Matthew Levergood. So Levergood looking to try to start things off successfully here for Windsor. Two teams who are, well, getting their first game under their belts here in this one. We had a game this morning between the East Nepean Eagles and the Ancaster Diamondbacks. 7-3 final score for the Diamondbacks who are in the win column. That's a strike on the inside there from Howe. So it'll be Levergood, followed by Shahamd and Elliot Blanchard, the three that get the go here for Windsor in the top of the first inning. Swing and a miss from Levergood. Pardon me, get a piece of it. He'll foul back. I'll have 2 strikes against him. So it's the Colts in the baby blue and the 68's in the darker blue. Here's the pitch from Howe, and Levergood fouls it off to stay alive. So Matthew will be playing in the catcher's position in the bottom of the inning when they hit the defensive side of the ball. And behind the plate today for Kingston is Blake Schulist. Here's the pitch from Howe, up high for a ball. So Windsor having to make the far travels across, well, the southern part of Ontario. Kingston about an hour drive here, so Windsor probably came up last night, and Kingston most likely this morning. Levergood with a leadoff walk as he sees ball 4 on the inside, and it's a runner on board here for Windsor.
Ethan Samand.
So there's Ethan Samand to the plate now, the righty, with a runner on first. Would love him to advance him into a scoring position. First pitch from Howe. Samand will go around, get a piece of it, and we'll see strike 1 against him. So 4 games here today, including opening ceremonies, I believe will commence around 4 o'clock. 4 games tomorrow, 4 games Sunday, and then depending on if there's any rain delays, 2 games on Monday, and the championship game on Tuesday. First pitch, 12 o'clock. Samand will get a piece of it, foul it back. It will be a quick 2 strikes down. And a chance here for Nolan Howe to pick up his first strikeout of his outing. The pitch on the outside for a ball. And so we'll focus back up here. Here's the pitch to Samand. And a late swing and a miss there for strike number 3 in the punch out from Nolan Howe. And there's 1 down.
Number 9, Elliot Blanchard.
So there's Elliot Blanchard as the righty will take for his first at-bat. Hitting in the 3rd spot, will play center field on the defensive side of the ball. Would love to advance runner into a scoring position. Here's the first pitch to Blanchard. And that will just miss on the outside for ball 1. So Blanchard will just look to get on base here before we move on to the cleanup hitter. It'll be McCullough up next. There's the 1-0 pitch to Blanchard. Will be down in the dirt for ball 2. So 11:30 first pitch for both these teams. It's kind of in that, just approaching the afternoon, but still a little bit early, but still gives these times, these boys, you don't have to wake up at a crazy early time. You can still have a chance to kind of get adjusted in the morning and get ready to go. Here's the pitch to Blanchard. And that'll be ball number 4 for Elliot Blanchard, and will move Levergood to second base. Now finds himself in a scoring position.
Noah McCullough.
So brings up Noah McCullough with 2 runners on here, and a chance to potentially load the bases up if he can find himself a single or a walk. 2 walks through the first 3 batters here from Howe. Got to straighten things up. Here's the first pitch to McCullough. That is on the inside, gets away from the catcher. Both runners will be on the go, and they both advance a base. And I believe they're wondering if they potentially hit off McCullough's bat, but for a foul ball, as the Kingston Colts coach wanted to note it, but won't be successful. And now 2 runners in scoring position here for the 68's. Here's the 1-0 to McCullough. Strike one, the call on the inside. As he takes that one looking now, Nolan Howe has the battle back into this inning here with 2 runners in scoring position and only 1 out so far. This one up the first baseline, takes a hop over the first baseman's glove, trying to recover, race for first base, and the one by McCullough. Run will come around as Levergood comes around and scores, and the South 68's have themselves a 1-0 lead. So they cash in an early run. And it was a ground ball to the first baseman, represented by Noah Kiley, but bounces over his glove and unable to recover. And it's called safe at first, so we'll put runners in the corners here for the South 68's. And Kalen McMahon to the plate. And a quick conversation it is between the infield and coach to how to go about this for Nolan Howe after going a run down, now 1-0 for the South 68's. This is the way they would have wanted to start this ball game. So find themselves up by 1. And so we'll have the first pitch to McMahon here, who's looking to cash in a potential another run with a runner a base hit away from coming around. First pitch lobbed down the middle, and that throw will be cut off by the shortstop as runner at first crept a bit too far up the base path for Shoeless's liking. And they got to make sure with a runner at third that you can't really throw it down to second, as runner at third will most likely come home. Here's the pitch to McMahon on the outside for a ball, and runner will go to second, and there's no test for him, as he'll be able to very easily make his way over. Now 2 runners in scoring position here for Windsor. Pitch to McMahon, swing and a miss for a strike. And Howe battling back into this inning, trying to get his team out of the jam. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And down the middle, strike 3, the call. And there's 2 strikeouts now in the inning for Tanner Howe, and they got a runner in between third and second. Here's an opportunity. The tag is not there in time. He dances around the third baseman, and Blanchard will come around and score. And it's 2-0 for South Windsor. And very, very lucky, Noah McCullough, fancy footwork, will stay safe at third.
Number 13, Eris Simmons.
That's a risky play for Windsor South, as runner at second crept too far down the base path, and they were able to try to pick him off, and the play was there in time. It looked like the third baseman had runner in front of him, and that was Graham Carter, but unable to apply the tag, and the umpires will have a meeting right here with Eris Simmons coming to the plate, and we'll see what the call will be. As it was a interesting play we just witnessed, and the umpires will meet, and safe is the confirmed call. So safe and sound Noah McCullough is, with some beautiful base running, and it's a 2-0 lead for Windsor South. And here's the first pitch to Simmons, up high, gets past the catcher, runner thinking about coming home and will not. He's thinking about it. Now he'll come home as that ball gets thrown away. Slide in time, and it's 3-0. And so Noah McCullough keeps proving that he has some fantastic base running, able to steal third and then steal home plate after a missed throw from Shoeless behind the plate, looking for Howe, was unsuccessful, and the 68's have themselves a 3-0 lead. And this is the exact way that Windsor South would want to start this ball game, establish themselves an early lead, and will have the 1-0 to Simmons. That's down and away for ball 2. So the 68s, they've had 2 walks so far. I don't even know if they've had a hit so far, but it's just been some fantastic base running, which has increased them in the bases, put themselves in scoring position, and have taken advantage of free bases. And a 3-0 count here for Simmons, and a chance to put another runner on board. Howe has to battle back. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Andy Whale, ground ball to the second baseman. Scoop, throw to first in time for out number 3. And so the Windsor South 68s get the game off and running. They put up 3 runs to give themselves a 3-0 lead. When we return, the Kingston Colts take to the offense, now down by 3 runs and looking to get some runs on the board of their own when we return for the bottom of the first.
Summary for Windsor South in the top of the first inning. 3 runs on no hits. There was number 7, Noah Kiley.
We'll join you back here for the bottom of the first inning after the 68s put up 3 runs and now have themselves a lead. So we'll have Noah Kiley, Colton Melling, and Graham Carter. The 3 batters get to go here for the Kingston Colts. First pitch down in the dirt for Kiley, who is playing first base here this morning. So the team from Windsor just looking to keep their lead here. And the starting pitcher here this morning for the 68s, number 10, Noah McCullough. As that ball skied over top of his catcher for another ball. His catcher, someone else we saw at the bats in the top of the inning, Matthew Levergood. So Kiley looking to start things off successfully here for the Colts, and he'll foul that one back as he'll get a piece of it. But just such a good start for the 68s. Playing a team they've probably never played before. And we just were able to get a couple walks, get some runners on, and some fantastic base running. This one inside for Kiley. And he'll back away, and we'll see a ball. So a 3-1 count here, and now McCullough needs to battle back into this count. Gonna find the strike zone here. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And ball for the call up high on Kiley. And a leadoff walk it is for the Kingston Colts.
Number 10, Colton Melling.
So a runner on first as Kingston looks to trying to get back in this ball game. Here's Colton Melling to the plate. First pitch to Melling, way inside, gets past Levergood, and there's Kiley now on the run. He moves himself into a scoring position now at second base. And so the Colts are going to have to, if they're going to want to get back into this one and not allow the 68s to establish themselves too big of a lead, are going to have to match the base running that's Windsor South put up in the top of the inning. That's a ball on the outside for Melling, the second baseman here this morning. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Melling hits one high up in the zone, played a shortstop, and The play to first won't be had, and now runner's going to go to third, trying to catch the shortstop off guard, and the play not there in time. And so initially, the scoop from the shortstop looked like he could make the play to first, but holds on to the ball too long. And then Noah Kiley goes undiscovered, makes the run over to third, and the throw not there in time. So it's runners in the corners here for the Kingston Colts. And here's Graham Carter at the plate. First pitch swinging to Carter, plays to the shortstop, takes a hard bounce to the outfield, and that's going to get through the left field. Kiley comes around and scores. Melling getting the wave around third, and he'll come around as well. And the Kingston Colts find a pair of runs. It's 3-2.
Number 77, Graydon McMillan.
So Graydon McMillan, the shortstop, at the bats right now. First pitch to McMillan, will show bunt, gets it square, lightly hit. McCullough the first one to it, play to first, not there in time. It's a successful bunt attempt from McMillan, and we'll have runners in the corners now for the Colts. Has some fast base running there.
Number 15, Alex Tangay.
There's Alex Tangay, the center fielder, here with runners in the corners. First pitch gets over top of the catcher, and here comes runner home from third. The throw, the tag, not there in time. It's a tie ball game. And the Colts have got their offense going after going down 3 in the top of the inning. We now have ourselves at a 3-3 game. And so runner at third. And the Colts have just matched what the 68's have put up offensively and now have a chance to take a lead with a runner a base and away. This one over top of Tangay for another ball. And it's just been some base running. That's been the story of the game so far. Both teams have put up really good offensive numbers by stealing extra bases and kind of just doing the nitty-gritty stuff. That one gets past the catcher. Here comes McMillan. The play at the plate, not there in time, and the Kingston Colts have themselves a lead. It's 4-3 after Graydon McMillan came around. And Tangay, once started his at-bat with 2 runners in the corners, now finds himself all by himself. And that one's outside. Ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk for Tangay. He'll head over to first base. And the Colts were once quiet. The dugout was pretty quiet to start the bottom of the first. Now find themselves mid-cheer almost every single time and every single at-bat. Here's Nolan Howell, the starting pitcher. That's ball 1 up high for a 1-0 count. So Noah McCullough now got to battle back into this game after giving up quick 4 runs. And Howell will hold off, see a strike though for strike 1. And Tangay will be able to go to a scoring position as that one just gets through the legs of Lavergood. So runner in scoring position now for Kingston. There's the 1-1. Howe gets underneath of it, pops it up to center field. And that one gets down for a base hit. And here comes runner as he rounds third, and he'll make it successful. And the Kingston Colts have themselves a 5-3 lead. And that will be the 5-run mercy rule in the first inning. What an offensive first inning it was after the 68's put up 3 runs in the top of the inning, and the Colts match it, and put up 2 runs of their own to make it 5-3. When we return, it's the top of the second inning, and the Windsor South 68's at the bats looking to potentially tie up this ball game.
Julia Durham.
And so we're back underway here in Brockville for the 2025 Minor Provincial Championship for Little League Ontario. It's 5-3 after a very offensive inning by both these teams, leading things off for the 68's. We'll see Julia Durham. And then strike one from Tanner, make that Nolan Howe, who is at the mound for his second inning of work, looking to continue to shut things down here for Kingston. After letting up 3 runs in the top of the first inning, would love to clean things up here as his team now has a 2-run lead, trying to keep that lead, the Colts will. But it was a couple walks that allowed runners to get on, and then some efficient base running. That one on the outside for a ball. So Durham is an extra hitter here in this game. So Howe, he walked 2 out of the first 3 batters he faced and got to clean things up here. That's a ball on the outside. The pitch, that's strike number, that's a strike. As Durham kind of looking at it. And a 3-2 count, the full count payoff from Howe. Outside ball 4, and it's a leadoff walk for Julia Durham and a runner on.
Number 3, Charles Seneschal.
There's Charles Seneschal for the 68's. Will make his way to the plate. Runner at first. Would love to advance them into a scoring position. And so Howe walks the first batter he faces. Gotta be careful here. This is how Windsor put up 3 runs in the top of the first inning, but I'm sure Windsor would love to find a pair of runs here to tie up this game or even take the lead back, which they once had in this game. Strike 1 looking for Seneschal. This one on the outside. Chance for Durham to advance as Schulis can't find the ball, and Julia will advance to second base. Finds Julia in a scoring position. So a 1-1 count here for at the plate. And a runner in scoring position for Seneschal. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's strike 2 as that goes right through the zone. And a chance here for a strikeout from Nolan Howe. Seneschal's got to protect. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And strike 3 looking for the punch out from Nolan Howe. And there's 1 down.
Number 17, Zach Tobin.
There's Zach Tobin to the plate. Tobin playing shortstop here this afternoon as it just hits the 12 o'clock marker, so officially the afternoon here. And about just getting the second game here in Brockville underway. This one inside for Tobin for ball 1. Earlier in the day, a little bit of rain coming down, but everything looks to potentially clear up. Still clouds, but definitely a lot brighter than it once was here in Brockville. This one on the outside for Tobin for a ball. So Howe still trying to find the consistency of the strike zone. Now 2-0 down here to Tobin. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that's strike 1 on the outside corner. So Tobin will see a strike looking, and now will regroup here as he makes his way back into the batter's box. Here's the 2-1. This one on the outside, and runner's going to go to third. The throw will get through the third baseman, and Julia Durham will steal an extra base. Julia goes from one corner to the next, now a base hit away from making it 5-4. And that's just a successful steal there from Julia. She took an opportunity there, a little risky move, but the throw down to third gets through the third baseman, and that pitch gets Tobin right in the back of the helmet, but he turns over and goes to first right away, just shaking it off. So another walk there from Howe. And they'll have a quick meeting here at the mound. Potentially this will do it for Nolan Howe. He goes an inning and 1/3. But after walking a pair of batters here in the top of the second inning, that will do it. And we'll see who will be his replacement. It will be number 10 taking to the mound. So Colton Melling moved from second base to the rubber and will start his warm-up here in Brockville. So runners in the corners, tying run now aboard first base for the 68's. So Howell throws 42 here through an inning and 1/3. As I said, more walks than he would have wanted, as we haven't had many hits so far in the lineup from Windsor, but just been able to get on with some really good takes and some approaches.
Now on to throw for the Colts is number 10, Colton Melling.
So Melling will finish his warm-up, and someone will have to replace him at second base where he was. And so Melling looks good to go, as him and Shoelist will look to get on the same page here, and we'll get this game resumed. Here's James Hebert.
James Hebert.
So James Hebert looking to potentially cash in a run here with a runner over at third. And so with the new pitcher, we'll see how Melling can get into this game. Got to be careful not to throw any balls away. Runner's going to go to second, throw to shortstop. Can they get Julia coming to the plate? And a bouncer that gets away from the catcher. And Julia Durham will come around and score. It's 5-4. And some more exceptional base running here from the 68's have allowed a runner to get all the way around from first, initially from a walk. Julia will still second, then third, and then home plate. And it's a one-run ball game with runner in scoring position. Tobin at second represents the game-tying run. Pitch to Hubert will be outside. And so Melling got to adjust to getting into this fresh new ball game. Can't afford to come in and continue to walk batters. Here's the pitch, and that will get the inside as Hubert backed away from it, but we'll just clip the inside of the strike zone and we'll have a strike. Pitch to Hebert. Late swing will be held by Shoelist for a strike. And that's strike two. And a chance here in a 2-2 count for Colton Melling to find his first strikeout of the ball game. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And gets the piece of the outside for strike three. Runner going to third, the throw, the tag in time for the out at third base. And that will end the top of the second inning. As a beautiful play by Shoelist behind the plate to see Zach Tobin trying to extend an extra base going to third. And that will end it with a pair of outs with the strikeout and the throw down to third base. When we return, the Kingston Colts have themselves a one-run lead, looking to extend that lead in the bottom of the second inning.
for Kingston, number 14, Blake Shoeless.
We'll join you back here for the bottom of the second inning here in Brockville of Game 2 of Day 1 of the 2025 Minor Provincials for Little League Ontario. 5-4 game after the 68's put up 1 run in the top of the inning, so the Colts still up by 1 and have an opportunity here to extend their lead. We'll see Blake Shoeless, followed by Caden Cashman and Sebastian Cote, the 3 batters who will take to the plate. Back for his second inning of work here at the mound, it's Kalen, make that Noah McCullough. So McCullough, who let up 5 runs in the mercy rule in the bottom of the first inning, would like to clean things up here. And the Colts were so good at the bats, there was no outs recorded. So 5 runs on no outs. And if it wasn't for the mercy rule, I'm sure the Colts would have put up a good amount more. Pitch from McCullough. Reaching forward is Shoeless, and we'll see a strike as he's not able to find contact. 0-2 count here for Shoeless. Chance for McCullough to start things off with a strikeout, and he finds it. Gets Shoeless swinging. It's a leadoff strikeout from Noah McCullough, and there's 1 down.
Number 6, Caden Cashman.
And that's a way to start the inning from McCullough. Finds his first out of the ball game, and here's Caden Cashman. First pitch to Cashman on the opposite side of him. We'll see ball 1. So Cashman playing right field here this afternoon and trying to get the offense started here with his first at-bat in the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 to Cashman on the opposite side of the plate this time for ball 2. Two-0 to Cashman. We'll just dip below the zone there for ball 3, and a full lead it is for Cashman. 3-0 the count, and a chance to get aboard here with a walk if we see ball 4. We'll see how McCullough battles his way back into it. Got to find the strike zone here. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And we'll get the automatic strike on the inside as McCullough starts his battle back. Here's the 3-1. And this one will actually end up getting a piece of Cashman. And he takes it like a champ and will head down to first base. And a 3-1 count gets that one right in the back. It looked like maybe a rear delt in the shoulder area there. But he just kind of stretches it out and makes his way down to first base. So a runner on here. And here's Sebastian Cote for the Kingston Colts. So we're back underway. First pitch to Cote will be on the outside. Nice catch there from Levergood. We'll keep Cashman at bay over at first base. As if that ball gets through, we saw Cashman take a couple aggressive strides down the base path, potentially to second, but he'll stay at first. Here's the 1-0 to Cote. We'll see ball 2. Two-0 pitch to Cote. This one's skied over top of Levergood. Here goes Cashman on the run to second, and he'll make his steal successful as he'll move himself into a scoring position now for Kingston. And a 3-0 lead here for Cote, and McCullough needing to find the zone. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and inside for ball 4, and it's a 4-pitch walk for Sebastian Cote, and he'll get aboard first base. So back-to-back walks here from Cashman and Cote. And here's Evan Seymour to the plate. Potentially could load up the bases.
Check, everybody. Umpires, check your Velcro.
So runner at first will tie his shoe after Cote made the run over to first base with a walk. So 2 runners on after the Colts scored 5 runs in the bottom of the first inning, looking to potentially replicate that and put up even more offense. McCullough, after allowing back-to-back walks, has got to start his battle back into this inning. It's ball 1 up high as Levergood able to get a glove on it and contain runners where they are. 1-0 to Seymour on the inside, gets back to the backstop. Cashman and Cote on the run, and both will increase the bag. Now 2 runners in scoring position for the Kingston Colts. And Seymour's job comes a little bit easier. A base hit would cash in the run, potentially. A walk would load the bases up. McCullough got to battle back in this, and he's going to get Seymour in the back. And that's bases loaded situation now for the Colts after walking 3 batters in a row from Noah McCullough. And here's Charlie Rappin.
Charlie Rappin.
So 32 pitches for Noah McCullough. And coach comes from the dugout. And we'll see if that could potentially do it on the outing from McCullough. And it's just a quick conversation there, just to try to get Noah a little reset and get him back going. Rappin with a situation here with the bases loaded to do some damage. That one gets to the backstop. Cashman's going to come home, and he will decide not to, but now all the runners are in a bit of an interesting situation. Flip to home plate, the tag, not there in time. And Cashman will make it 6-4 for the Kingston Colts. As it was a bit of a sticky situation for Kingston as Cashman thought about coming home, looked like he did, and so Cote followed him to third, but then Cashman turned back, looked like he was going to go back to third, but Cote was pretty much already there. So it's 6-4 for Kingston, and that one gets to the backstop, and runner will go to second base. Two-0 count here for Rappin. That one's up high for ball 4. And now McCullough's got to be careful as one more ball would be bases loaded situation here for Kingston. 3-0 from McCullough. Now we'll get to the back of Rappin for ball 4, and the bases are loaded once more here for Kingston in the inning. And time has been called, and that will do it. That will do it for Noah McCullough. He goes an inning and 1/3. 6 runs against him. And coming into relief, we'll have number 7, James Hebert, will take to the mound, coming in from third base for the 68's. And it's just been more efficient base running here from the Colts, taking advantage of any wild pitches that get past Levergood. And also we've seen about 4 walks in a row from the 68's.
Number 10, Noah McCullough leaves the mound after 36 pitches. Now on to throw is number 7, James Hebert.
So Hebert will take his warm-up before we get back underway here in Brockville. Going to be a very exciting couple days here in the 2025 Minor Provincial. We'll have 2 more games today and also the opening ceremonies, which will commence, I believe, at 4 o'clock. And so lots going on. We'll have game 3 of the day, I believe at 2 o'clock the first pitch, and then our final game starting at 6 o'clock with the host team, the Brockville Braves, playing in that one. So Hebert will take his warm-up. And I believe McCullough takes to the field, potentially replacing him at the third base position. Bases loaded, though, and we'll have bottom of the order Grayson Knight to the plate. And if Knight's able to make something happen, potentially if we see a walk or even a base hit, we could have bases loaded for the top of the order to go to work. And so we look all good to go as Knight will be asked to come to the plate. So here's Grayson Knight's first at-bat at a massive situation as he'll hold off on the first pitch and take it looking for strike 1. So Hebert comes into this ball game and tasked of trying to contain the position the Colts are in with the bases loaded. Knight gets a piece of that one, will foul it off. and we'll see strike 2 against him. So a quick 0-2 count going the way of Hebert. And a chance here for a strikeout potentially. Ground ball from Knight. Into the glove of McCullough. Cross diamond 5-3. Skied over top of the first baseman. 1 run already came in. Another one comes around. And a 2-run scoring effort there off a base hit from Grayson Knight. And it's an 8-4 lead now for Kingston, as they cash in a pair of runs and continue to be offensively dominant in this ball game, and now have the mercy rule run at second base in a scoring position. We go back to the top of the order. Noah Kiley could potentially make that happen. So it was Noah McCullough at third who had the hard play cross diamond 5-3 and ended up skying it over top of the first baseman, which allowed another runner to come through and runner to get to, and well, the at-bat, Grayson Knight, to extend a base from first and get to second. That one's fouled off from Kiley. He'll see a strike. Here's the 1-1 from Hebert. That one on the outside for ball 2. Kiley first time up, had a walk. And trying to find some piece of contact there, but we'll make it back-to-back walks here for Noah Kiley as that one gets him in the back of the leg. And the bases are loaded for the 3rd time this inning.
Number 10, Colton.
So here's Colton Melling. And with Kiley now at first, his run won't matter as the Colts are focused on that runner at second. That would mean the mercy rule here with only 1 out. Here's Colton Melling at the plate. He's the second baseman who now finds himself at the mound, replacing Nolan Howe, and was able to close out the inning in the top of the second. Pitch from Hebert on the outside for a ball. Hebert got to start finding the strike zone here, especially with the bases loaded. And that will get a piece of it for strike number 1. Looking from Melling. In a 2-1 count here through the first 3 pitches. Here's the 2-1 from Hebert. That'll be on the outside and away for ball 3. And now he's really got a battle. Ball 4, if we saw one more ball, would be the bases loaded walk, and the Colts would make it 9-4. 3-1 from Hebert. Ground ball from Melling to the shortstop. The scoop successful, play to third, and the play in time. As they'll get the fielder's choice, but Charlie Rapid will come around and make it 9-4 for Kingston. And so they keep a runner off the third base bag. A nice heads-up play there from the shortstop, as he just decided to go to the closest base, especially with a force out on any bag. And here's Graham Carter, the third baseman here for Kingston. First pitch up high near the eye side for ball 1. So with 2 outs only, well, I believe, 2 outs in the inning. The 68's only need 1 more to get out of it. Kingston also 1 run away, though, from also getting out of it themselves with the 5-run max mercy rule. Pitch from Hebert. That will get the top of the zone for strike. So Hebert started the inning with a strikeout, or the pitcher started the inning with a strikeout, and have kind of struggled since then. That one hit up the third base line and will right it perfectly for a fair ball. That takes a hard bounce off of McCullough. Here comes runner around third, and the Colts score 5 runs again in the second inning to make it 10-4. And that will do it for the second inning. Consecutive mercy rule innings from the Kingston Colts have put up 5 apiece through the first 2. When we return, it's the 68's down by 6, looking to get some runs back in their favor. We'll see if they can do so. You're watching the 2025 Minor Provincial Little League Ontario Championship here in Brockville. Top of the 3rd inning when we come back.
Leading off for Windsor South, number 93, Jesse Tobin.
And so we join you back here for the top of the 3rd inning between the Kingston Colts and the Windsor South 68's. Hello everybody and welcome you back. My name's Jacob Ewing. A 10-4 lead after the first 2 innings in Kingston's favor. They put up back-to-back mercy rules. And now the 68's, who had themselves a 3-run lead after the top of the 1st inning, have to battle their way back into it. And so leading things off, I believe we'll have bottom of the order. This is number 93, Jesse Tobin. And a 1-1 count after that pitch was way inside. And back at the mound for his 2nd inning of work, number 10, Colton Melling. And the right, make that the 3rd baseman, very far inside there, as I believe Tobin showed bunt on his first pitch. Not going to show it anymore. Backs away from that one, but sees strike 2 looking. And a 2-2 count here against leadoff hitter Jesse Tobin. 2-2 pitch. Well, that's up high for ball 3. Will move us to a full count here for Tobin. If he's able to get on board, would do wonders, as they'll give a runner to work with for the top of the order. Here's the payoff. And strike 3 on the outside for a leadoff strikeout.
Number 23, Matthew Levergood.
And so we'll have Matthew Levergood step up to the plate here as we go back to the top of the order. Levergood had a walk his first time at the bats, and trying to get the offense started here for the 68's. First pitch down the middle for strike 1. So Levergood will take it looking, and he'll look to adjust here. Here's the 0-1. Will miss on the outside for ball 1. But Melling looking very consistent here so far in the top of the 3rd. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that gets a piece of the inside for strike 2. And a chance here for potential back-to-back strikeouts from Colton Melling. Levergood got to stay alive here, protect anything close to the strike zone. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside ball 2. 2-2. And just up high for ball 3. Moves us to a full count there after a pair of balls go Levergood's way. Here's the payoff pitch from Melling. And strike 3 on the outside for back-to-back strikeouts. And we'll move on in the order. So here's Ethan Samand for Windsor. So Windsor South are gonna want to find somebody at least on base here to try to keep this inning, top of the 3rd inning going here. Here's the first pitch to Samand, will go swinging for strike 1. Melling found back-to-back strikeouts here to start off the 3rd inning and has a chance here to strike out the side in order. There's the 0-1 to Samand. That one gets away and it'll be ball 1. Ethan playing second base here this afternoon for Windsor South. Here's the 1-1. Samand gets a piece of it and will foul it off. And now he's 2 strikes down. Just a tad late there on the slice from Samand, and now he's got to find contact with anything close to the zone. Trying to continue his battle. We'll have a 1-2 pitch from Mellon. That one contact rides up the 3rd baseline and will just spin into foul territory, and will keep Samand at 2 strikes. So 21 pitches for Colton Melling through an inning and maybe 1/3 or 2/3, but been very efficient here, especially in this 3rd inning. Big reason why Kingston has the significant lead they do. Back to a 1-2 to Samand. That's ball 2. Great take there as it dips down and inside. And we'll have a 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And strike 3 down the middle as Samand takes it looking to end the top of the 3rd inning. And so Colton Melling strikes out the side, 3 up, 3 down, and sends his team back to the bats. They mercy ruled in the first 2 innings. We'll see how many they can put up when we return for the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Off to Kingston, number 77, Braden McMillan.
And so we'll join you back here for the bottom of the third inning between Kingston and Windsor South. It's a 10-4 ball game after Kingston reached the 5-run limit in the first 2 innings. And, well, we'll look to continue to put up some offensive numbers. Braden McMillan in the leadoff spot pops that one up to right field, and it will drop down. McMillan will just look to extend to second, and he'll make it successful, moves himself into a scoring position. But a ball that was the right fielder got underneath of it. I believe that was Jesse Tobin, just unable to make the grab. And there's a runner in scoring position off the leadoff hitter, McMillan.
15, Alex Tenge.
And so we'll move on to the order. Here's Alex Tenge, the center fielder for Kingston here this afternoon. First pitch to Tenge on the outside. And we'll have a 1-0 count for Tenge. Here's the pitch from Hebert, back at the mound for his second inning of work. Popped up to the first baseman and in the glove successfully. McMillan will tag up, go to third. That one's skied over top of the third baseman. And here comes McMillan home, and the Kingston Colts have their first run in the third inning. It's 11-4. Just some more very exciting base running there from Kingston. McMillan makes the heads-up play to go to third off the tag-up from first. And then that ball in the throw from 3 to 5 gets over top of the third baseman and makes it successful. Here's Nolan Howe, who's our starting pitcher back in the first. He'll take strike 1 with his second at-bat in this ball game. So 1 down after the catch by the first baseman. I believe that was Eris Simmons who got underneath of it. Here's the 0-1, will be over top of Howe for ball 1. 1-1. Howe, this one rides up the third baseline. It's a fair ball. Throw 5-3 will be a tad late as Howe took its time getting to the third baseman, and it's on board now for Nolan Howe at first base.
Number 14, Blake Shoelist.
Here's Blake Shoelist for Kingston, the catcher here this afternoon. With a runner over at first, would love to extend him into a scoring position. Shoelist will hold off and take that one looking for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 on the inside. Takes a slice at it, though, for strike 2. And so Shoelist goes quickly, 2 strikes down, now in an 0-2 count. And a chance here for Hebert to find himself a strikeout. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's going to be on the opposite side of Shoelist, and runner will be able to go to second, and Nolan Howe moves himself into a scoring position. So 1-2 count here for Shoelist. Here's the pitch from Hebert. He'll hold off as that one goes down into the dirt for ball 2. So 2-2 here as Shoelist has found back-to-back good takes. And still working the count. Hebert still has himself up against it. 2-2 on the outside. That will get away from the catcher. And there goes Howe to third. Throw down. Not there in time. And Nolan Howe now has himself a base hit away from cashing in another run. This count moved to a full count here. We'll have the payoff pitch from Hebert. And that's ball 4. That one gets past the catcher. Here comes Nolan Howe. The throw, not there in time. As Howe will come around and score. Runner's going to second. That throw over top to center field. And a runner will go to third now as that ball gets all the way back to the back wall. And he'll be able to go on home. So which once was a walk with ball 4 turns into a ball thrown around the infield. And Blake Shoelist scoring a run. It's 13-4. Just a couple errors there from the infield of the 68's. Comes back to bite them.
Number 6, Caden Cashman.
As there is Caden Cashman in a interesting sequence of events we just saw as Blake Shoelist saw ball 4 after the full count pitch and was able to go to second, then to third, and then to home plate. All the way around in one sequence. And Cashman now, the right fielder, has nobody on base for him to work with. That one's over top of Cashman having to duck down to get away from it. He'll see a ball. So Hebert's got to shake that off, and now he's got to adjust. This one on the outside for a ball. McCullough now behind the plate after he moved to third base after the starting pitcher role he had at the start of the ball game. Pitch to Cashman. Outside ball 4, and it's a 4-pitch walk for Caden Cashman.
Number 23, Sebastian Cote.
So now a runner at first for Kingston to work with once more. And here's Sebastian Cote, second time through the order. Cote last time up had a walk. And we'll get back and underway here. First pitch from Hebert. Down the middle, Cote will get a piece of it and foul it back. A little low on the slice there from Cote, and he'll start 0-1 down. Oh, 1 to Cote, gets a piece of it once more, so he's not afraid to take swings on these ones, but an 0-2 down here for Hebert, and a chance to find himself a strikeout would be out number 2 in the inning. So Cote's fouled the pair back. Now going to look for something square on the barrel. The 0-2 pitch inside for a ball. So Cote will get his first ball on the count. We'll have a 1-2 pitch from Hebert. And gets him swinging for strike 3. Oh. And the first strikeout of the inning from Hebert. And there's 2 down. And time has been called. And it looks like we'll have a pitching change come through, as that will do it from the mound from James Hebert. He'll take the position, looks to be second base he's going out to, and we'll have a pitching change commence here for the 68's. And so Ethan Samond will be coming to the mound as the third pitcher here this afternoon for Windsor South. And he'll start his warm-up. So Samond comes from second base, sitting in second in the order as well.
And you can see a pitch change for Windsor South. Number 7, James Hebert leaves the mound after 36 pitches. Now on to throw is number 11, Ethan Samond.
So Hebert goes 36 pitches in about 2 innings of work. So Samond will start his warm-up. He has a runner to worry about at first when we get back off and going. 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning, though, only needing 1 to get out of it, as the Colts have already put up 3 runs so far here in the third inning. And they've hit the 5-run limit the first 2 innings, so trying to make it 3 in a row, but a chance for Samond to come to the mound and shut that idea down. It will be Evan Seymour to come to the plate when we're all ready to go. Just a couple more pitches here for Samond, wanting to make sure that his arm is ready to go here and that he can try to shut things down. Windsor now down by 9 after it's been, well, an offensive masterclass by the Colts so far throughout 2 2/3 innings. And so we'll look to be back underway here as Evan Seymour
Number 88, Evan Seymour
will make his way to the plate and get this game resumed here in the bottom of the third inning. And Seymour will back away, and runner will go to second to throw the tag. Just a little too late as that ball gets out of the glove of Hebert, and a successful steal there from Sebastian Cote. Now finds himself in a scoring position. So a 1-0 count for Seymour as Samond tries to get adjusted into this ball game. Seymour gets a piece of it. Will foul it back for a strike. So a 1-1 count here for Seymour. Here's the pitch, lobs it in there, strike two, looking. Runner gonna go to third. The throw is on target, but a successful slide there from Cote. Now finds himself a base hit away. And a 1-2 count against Seymour here, and a chance for Saman to strike out the first batter he faces. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And strike three the call on the top of the strike zone to end the inning. So the 68's get out of it. Allow 2 runs, but leave runners stranded at third base. When we return, it's the top of the 4th inning as we reach the halfway point of this ball game. And Windsor South at the bats looking to get the offense rolling when we return.
Al, did you want water?
Leading off for Windsor South, number 9, Elliot Blanchard.
And so we'll join you back here for the top of the 4th inning. The 68's down by 9, but looking to get the offense going here. First pitch to leadoff hitter Elliot Blanchard will be on the outside for a ball. New pitcher coming to the mound here after Colton Melling finished out the 3rd inning. It's Graham Carter who comes over from third base. Just a 1-0 to Blanchard. Will be on the outside and down for a ball 2. So a quick 2-0 lead here for Blanchard, who's trying to start things off successfully for Windsor South. Had themselves a 3-run lead after the top of the 1st inning, but it's offensively the Colts have just woken up. Swing and a miss from Blanchard for strike 1. Yes, that was a little bit late there on the cut. Here's the 2-1 from Carter. Blanchard gets a piece of it, but will foul it back for strike 2. Looks like Blanchard's got to be a little bit more confident there at the plate with his swings. Looks like he maybe be a bit hesitant when going through. 2-2 count here. A chance for a leadoff strikeout potentially from Carter. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Blanchard ground ball to the second baseman. Scoot from Melling, play to first in time for out number 1. And so we'll move on to the order. Here's Noah McCullough, who was our starting pitcher here in this ball game. That one's ball 1 away. And so McCullough with his second at-bat here, hitting cleanup as well here this afternoon for Windsor South. And a swing and a miss from McCullough. Lots of power on it, just wasn't able to find connection. And we'll see a strike. Pitch from Carter will get the top of the zone, and McCullough will take strike 2 looking. And a 1-2 count here. And a chance for Carter to find his first strikeout of the ball game. McCullough got to stay alive and protect. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, a chopper right to the glove of Carter as he steps off the mound and makes the play to first in time. So 2 away now after the first 2 batters of the top of the 4th are retired with ground balls. And we'll move on to the order. Here's Kalen McMahon to the plate. And a chance for the Colts to retire the side in order. 3 up, 3 down. First pitch swinging for Kalen for strike 1.
Good swing. Follow that ball in. Crank it.
Here's the 0-1. And strike 2 as that gets a lot of the zone. McMahon stepped away from it, but now he's 0-2 down. Got to find a way here. Chance for the Colts to end the top of the 4th. There's the 0-2 pitch. And strike 3 looking to end the top of the 4th inning as the Colts retire the side in order. 3 up, 3 down. So a very successful start of his ball game for Graham Carter at the mound. And when we return, Kingston takes back to the bats. They are 1 out away from the 10-run limit. And that would end the ball game with the 10-run difference between the 2 teams. We'll see if Kingston can do it when they take back to the bats in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Kingston 13. of the fourth inning, leading off for Kingston, number 99, Charlie Rappin.
We'll join you back here for the bottom of the fourth inning between the Kingston Colts and the Windsor South 68's. 13-4 the score right now. The Colts have put up dominant numbers through the first three innings. It was 5 in the first, 5 in the second, and only 3 in the third inning. Leading things off, we'll have Charlie Rappin, followed by Grayson Knight. And we'll go back to the top of the order to round out the confirmed third. Will be Noah Kiley. That pitch on the outside for ball one. So Rappin wearing 99, same number as some, well, there's one elite hitter I could think off at the top of my head. Obviously Aaron Judge. This one on the opposite side of Rappin for ball two. So back at the mound for his second inning of work, it's Ethan Samond. And trying to keep this ball game alive here for Windsor South. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one lobbed up high over top of Rappin for ball three. And a 3-0 pitch now incoming to Rappin, who could potentially get aboard here with a leadoff walk. Got a battle here from Samond. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and that will be ball four for Rappin in the leadoff walk here for Kingston.
Number 22, Grayson Knight.
So runner at first now. Gives them something to work with, and we'll move on in the order. Here's Grayson Knight as we hit the bottom of the order. So we'll await the first pitch tonight from Samond. Lobbed in there. McCullough able to get in front of it, which will hold runner at first. Got to be a key thing there. Got to be careful, Windsor South, not to throw around the ball in the infield, as if mistakes come through, Colts could take advantage of it with game-winning run now at first base due to the 10-run limit rule. Lobbed in there for strike number one. And we'll have a 1-1 count. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And a swing and a miss from Knight as he reached for it. That one gets past McCullough, and here goes Rappin to second base. Moves himself into a scoring position. And increases the chances here for him to come around. 1-2 tonight, gets on the end of it, pops it up to the mound, and a catch from Ethan Samond for outnumbered one.
Number 7, Noah Kiley.
So fast reaction time there as Knight gets little power behind it. And we'll go back to the top of the order here for Kingston. Here's Noah Kiley. So the top of the order potentially going to try to could end this ball game as runner comes around at second. That's ball one on the outside. Samond and Windsor South have to battle. Got to keep that runner at second at bay. Here's the 1-0 to Kiley. Outside ball two. And an early lead here for Noah. Here's the 1-0. We'll make that the 2-0. Swing and a miss there from Kiley as he takes that slice just a tad early. And we'll see strike one. Here's the 2-1 from Samond. Kiley gets a piece of it, and we'll see strike two. As he gets it on the end of the bat, and it will get a clip on it, will be a foul ball. And so a battle from Samond back into this count. Now finds himself at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Kiley pulls that one to first base. The scoop successful, and we'll see out number 2 on the tag on the bag. Rappin will be able to go to third, so now a base hit away from a walk-off 10 limit rule. Here's Colton Melling to the plate now. It's 17 pitches for Ethan Samond. 4 pitches under the 21 pitch limit, which would put him at 0 days rest. So if he stays under that limit, he could pitch tomorrow. Anything over that, though, unless he starts the batter under that threshold, would mean 1 day's rest. Here's Ethan Melling, third time to the order for Kingston, and a chance to end the ball game with an RBI. Melling will show bunt, pull away, and we'll see another ball. So maybe showing bunt, maybe to play a little mind games there with Saman at the mound. Third baseman will pull in after the last showing of a bunt. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Over top of the zone, ball 3. And now Saman's got to battle back into this count, 3-0 down. Chances to put runners in the corners if we see one more ball. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Melling underneath of it, pops up in foul territory, and the catch is made by Simmons to end the inning. And so the 68's get out of it. We'll continue this ball game as they leave runners stranded at third and are able to move us to a top of the 5th inning. When we return, it's Windsor South at the bats. Got to get some offense going, down by 9. We'll see if they can do so. You're watching the 2025 Minor Provincial Little League Ontario Championships here in Brockville, Ontario.
Bottom of the 4th, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 run. Top of the 5th inning, leading off for Windsor South, number 13, Eris Simmons.
So we'll join you back here for the top of the 5th inning between Windsor South and the Kingston Colts. Leading things off for Windsor South, it will be number 13, Eris Simmons, who also found out number 3 with a catch in foul territory to keep this ball game alive. And we'll see a top of the 5th. Back at the mound for another inning of work, Graham Carter, after he retired the side in order, back in the top of the 4th inning. Simmons with a swing and a miss for a strike. Looked confident, though, from Eris, which you like to see, especially in this situation where the bats just have to get sparked here for Windsor South if they're going to want to make something happen to get back in this ball game. Here's the pitch from Carter. Simmons swing and a miss for strike 2. So not afraid to swing the bat here. But in a 1-2 count, got to protect here. Here's the 1-2 from Carter. And strike 3 looking on the outside for a leadoff strikeout. And there's 2 down. Make that 1 down for Kingston after striking out the leadoff batter. We'll move on in the order. Here's Julia Durham, who walked their last time at the bats. First pitch to Durham will just miss on the outside for a ball. So good take from Durham there as it just kind of danced around that outside of the zone, but won't get the call. We'll have a 1-0 pitch. Well, that's strike 2. Make that strike 1, pardon me. And we'll have a 1-1 count through the first 2 pitches. One from Carter. And Durham will step away, but it'll be strike 2 down the middle. And now Julia's got to protect here with 2 strikes down. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Carter. And that is inside as Durham having to hit the dirt there to get away from it. We'll see ball 2. So a 2-2 count through the first 4 pitches as we'll split them in half. Carter looked very strong in the 4th inning. Looking to continue it here in the 5th. The 2-2 pitch will just miss up high, ball 3, and we'll have a full count here. So way to work the count here from Durham. Here's the payoff pitch from Graham Carter. And ball 4 on the outside will be a walk for Julia Durham, and we'll have a runner on here for the 68's.
Number 3, Charles Seneschal.
So here's Charles Seneschal as we'll have a mound meeting here. As that potentially might do it from Graham Carter. The infield comes in to have a conversation here, and it looks like that will do it from Carter. And we'll have a pitching change here in the top of the 5th inning. 22 pitches for Carter will keep him under the threshold as he started the batter under it. And so Carter will be available for tomorrow. And we'll have Graydon Cashman, or Caden Cashman, come to the plate here, or to the mound. So Cashman will make his debut from the rubber and start his warm-up. Comes into this game looking to keep playing shutdown baseball from the Colts as they haven't allowed a run since the 2nd inning.
After 22 pitches. Now on to throw is number 6, Caden Cashman.
So Cashman will start his warm-up. Started this game in right field, but will be the 3rd pitcher to the mound here. Or make that the 4th pitcher for Kingston as it started with Nolan Howe in the 1st to Colton Melling. Obviously seeing Graham Carter and Caden Cashman now to the mound. So see different strategies in this tournament from different teams depending on maybe how strong their pitching lineup and their depth can be. Kingston electing to go a lot less pitches for some of their premier pitchers. So keeping things nice and low, keeping guys nice and available for future days. As an example, while Graham Carter will be available for tomorrow. So Cashman will finish up his warm-up. And we'll get this game resumed here in just moments' time as Charles Seneschal will have his 2nd at-bat here in this ball game. Seneschal struck out his last time at the bats. As started this game as an extra hitter. And so Seneschal will step up, and we are back underway here in the top of the 5th inning. And a swing and a miss from Seneschal. Runner's going to go to second. The throw, the tag, in time for out number 2. As Julia Durham just caught trying to steal an extra base there, as the throw was on the other side of the plate, but a nice play by the infielder covering second to apply the tag before Durham was able to get there. And there's a strike against Seneschal. So 2 outs in the inning. And an 0-2 count against Seneschal potentially could end it if Cashman can find one more through the zone. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Seneschal will foul it off to stay alive. Exactly what he needs to do. Little tad late on the swing there. Still an 0-2 count, though, after that last foul ball. So Cashman will step back up to the rubber and look to potentially finish off Seneschal. Got to continue to protect here. Here's back-to-back 0-2 pitches. And a swing and a miss from Seneschal for strike 3. And that will end the top of the 5th inning. So Caden Cashman takes over at the mound and finds a strikeout, and they get an out with a throw down to second base to pick off a runner. When we return, the Kingston Colts still 1 out away from the 10-run mercy rule after 5 innings. We'll see if they can find it when we come back. It's the Kingston Colts on the offense.
Pitch count for the new Kingston. Carter.
And so we'll get back underway here in Brockville for game 2 of day 1 between the Kingston Colts and the Windsor South 68's. We're leading things off. Graham Carter will be followed up by Graydon McMillan and Alex Tenge, the 3 that will get the go here for Kingston. First pitch swinging for Carter, and it will drop down past the left fielder, and Carter will look to go to second. And he'll make it successful as the ball is thrown to the third baseman, and Carter with a leadoff base hit finds himself in his scoring position.
Number 77, Graydon McMillan.
And so runner now his game-winning run for Kingston. Now at second base, and here's cleanup hitter Graydon McMillan. As time will be called in, we'll just take a moment here. McMillan will step outside. Graydon playing shortstop here this afternoon here for Kingston, and new pitcher coming into the game as well after Samond went an inning, about 20 pitches. It's Matthew Levergood. McMillan shows bunt, pulls away. That one gets past the catcher. Carter going to go to third and make his steal successful. A base hit away from the 10-run mercy rule. Chance for Kingston to close it out with McMillan at the bats. That one gets through. Carter thinks about it. He'll make the decision to stay at third. Selects rather to be safe than sorry. Still finds himself with a base hit away. It's a lead for McMillan as well. I believe 2-0 in the count. And coach will want to go have a conversation with his pitcher. And the infield will also join them. Just a quick conversation about how to go about this. Runner at third is the one they have their eye on, as they want to keep this game going for as long as possible. They were able to fight through the bottom of the 4th inning as well, and everything will be called in as they're going to pull the infield in as well. So the outside infielders are very far in on about midway through the infield grass. The 2 middle infielders are about where they normally would be. But this is an opportunity. McMillan fires it up the gap, and that will do it. Graham Carter comes around, and the Kingston Colts will win it with the 10-run mercy rule. And McMillan's run won't even matter as he walks the ball game off. And you see the Colts surround him. Win celebration.
1 run on 2 hits, and that reaches the 10-run.
And so that will do it. This one ends 14-4. And the Colts explode for runs after the 68's scored 3 runs in the top of the 1st inning. But the Kingston Colts fought back the entire time and win it by a 10-run limit of 14-4. 2 more games today here in Brockville of the 2025 minor provincials, including our opening ceremonies, which will start in between game 3 and 4. So remember, subscribe and hit that notification bell here on the Brockville Little League YouTube channel, because we're bringing you all of the 2025 minor provincial action. I've been Jacob Ewing. This one ends Kingston Colts 14 and the Windsor South 68's 4. We'll be back 2 o'clock first pitch for our next game. You're watching the 2025 Minor Provincial Little League Ontario Championships. Thank you.